morning and welcome to Retired in Spain Vlogmas day 16. I wasn't going to go out today, but I took the car out yesterday and it chucked it down, and my wiper blade started to split. You know, you get a piece of rubber trailing, your wiper goes one way and then there's this odd piece of rubber and you can't really see much. So I thought I need to go and get this before we get any more rain, because it's been a bit shitty the last couple of days. It came down, it was torrential last night, and it's not very warm this morning either, hence I'm all wrapped up. So I think it's about 9 degrees outside the car, it tells me. Yep, 9 degrees outside the car, and I'm just going to go and get this wiper blade. Now there are places here like Halfords, you know, where you can go in and buy a generic universal blade, you know, wiper blade, windscreen wiper blade, or other parts. But what I find with the universal blades or parts is that yes, they're adaptable to most models, but they're never perfect for one. It's like they're universally bad. So I would much rather go and get the right thing made by a good company that fits my car exactly, rather than something that's half cocked. So that's where I'm going now. I've just driven past a solar farm, huge, absolutely huge, and more of them are obviously appearing, because the way the world is, the way energy is, the way countries hold other countries to ransom over energy, it's great if you can be energy secure as a country. And of course Spain has a lot of sun, a lot of sun, so therefore it makes sense to put in a lot of panels and harvest as much as you possibly can. So in amongst the olive groves, they acquire land, they pop in all these solar panels, they plant extra trees around them, so eventually you won't even see them, they're hidden, and it will make energy security much better in this country, which is a wonderful thing. And I don't know why people keep objecting, you know, like in Britain I hear objections to wind turbines, objections to solar panels. Of course they don't look as good as a field of barley, you know, I mean, I get that, but what do you want to do? Be beholden on Russia all the time for gas, which you bring into a gas turbine, a power station, you burn the gas to make electricity to light your home, or now actually charge your electric car. Wouldn't it be better if you could have your own electricity produced in your own country? Of course it would. Now, this road is a bit noisy, so I'm going to cut you off now and I'll come back later. So we're almost there now. I think it's just over the road. I didn't buy the car from this Toyota dealer, I bought it from a dealer down in Belez, Malaga, down nearer the coast, because we used to live near there and we got to know the garage and the guy. We've gone back there for our car replacement, if you like, rather than staying local to here. But oh, there it is, it's just over the road. Let's get in there and get this wiper blade. Come on. God knows where I'm going to bloody park. We'll pop it here and then I'll go in, and I've got to ask the question. It's a word I don't use very often. Yeah, I've got to ask for a wiper blade in Spanish. Well, now, no matter how good your Spanish is, thinking about wiper blade, it's like, whew, what is that? So anyway, I've actually opened up Google Translate, I've put it in. It's quite a long thing, so when I go in there I'm going to refer to my Google Translate to try and read this. It actually translates as like windscreen wiper cleaner, but anyway, we're going to have a look. So I'm in the dealership in the parts department, as you can see, of trying to get these windscreen wiper blades, which I now have. But now it's just a case of paying for them. So I've got the bill here, 44 euros, which I suppose for genuine parts, which I want. I don't want these universal, doesn't fit anything properly, but fits the majority. Averagely, I want genuine parts, which is what I've got. So he's just got to get the card machine now, and then I can settle up and get out of here. I've just come out of there now, got my new wiper blades just as well because it's pissing it down again. So I'm either going to head home and change these or try and find somewhere that's got some shelter so that I can get these new blades on. So bear with me. There is a bit of blue in the sky, but it's more grey than it is blue. Just going to go and get some fuel now. But the weather is just it has died down a little bit, so it's not raining as hard. I'm just coming to get some fuel now in Carrefour. As you can see, the 95, which is the unleaded normal, is 128. So that's good news. So I'm going to fill up now. Then that's me done for a week because we are going down to Malaga later on in the week, so I'm going to need some gas. Well, that's those little jobs done. I filled up with fuel. I've also put some air in the tyres because, as I said, my little light had come on. Usually it's because of the cold weather, but I think we've got one tyre that has a tendency to kind of lose a couple of pounds over a fortnight. So anyway, just got in, I've done that. I had to pay €1, which is very unusual. Normally air is free in most places, but you know, I suppose there's a cost to having a compressor, etc. put in, so it charged me €1. But anyway, I went round, I did them all, which is good. I like to be safe on the motorway, because again, you know, when you retire, that's one thing. When you retire to a different country, everything is different. Everything is different. You drive on the other side of the road. You have to buy your car, work out how you register it, because all the documentation is different. In Britain, you have that whatever it is, V5 or something. I don't know what you have elsewhere. I've heard about yellow papers, green papers, but here it obviously has its own system. That has to be registered. Normally, if you buy it from the dealership, they'll do it for you, which is great. But if you buy a second-hand car, etc., then you have to be very careful, because any fines that it's incurred come with the car. How you insure a car here is different again, because in Britain, where I'm from originally, you insure yourself as such for a particular car. So if you're 19 and you go and buy yourself a Porsche, the risk is much higher, and therefore your premium will be through the roof, probably more than the car cost. But here in Spain it's different. We insure the car, so anyone can drive the car and we insure the car. That's it. So anyone can jump in it and drive it, well, as long as they're authorised, as long as they've got a driving licence and you've given them your permission, then we're good to go. You know, that's that. And then there was obviously a big kerfuffle when Brexit happened, and the UK took itself away from Europe, or the European Union. There was always an arrangement previously to that where you could exchange your driving licence. Spain would communicate with Britain and they would go, yeah, no problem, all done, job done. Then of course, because of Brexit, they said, well, we're not doing that anymore. So that all went out the window. So then people were panicking about having to go and do a Spanish driving test in order to get a Spanish driving license, which, if you've been driving for 30 or 40 years, it shouldn't be a problem, you think. Well, first of all, there's the theory test. I know this because a friend of mine has done it, and I think he told me there were 3,000 questions from which they select maybe 20 or 30 or something. You get plenty of time to practice at home on your computer, going over every question. You can answer it, get it wrong, answer it, get it wrong, all these little test exams kind of thing. And he went along and he did that, and that's fine. You can do that in English, no problem at all. But then when it comes to the practical driving test, that has to be done in Spanish. So what happens is you go in your instructor's car, but not just you, another person who's going to take their test either before or after you. So you've got the examiner, the driving instructor, and a passenger in the car while you're trying to do your test, and everything is in Spanish. Turn left, turn right, go straight on, head for the hospital, whatever it happens to be. All the instructions will be in Spanish. So no wonder people were panicking, because a lot of English people can't even learn how to say please and thank you, so let alone being given instructions in Spanish of how to do your driving. Anyway, and what you do is you do your driving, your practical stuff, and then you swap over, and the other individual will get in and they'll do their test, and then you're told you pass or fail, etc, etc, and that's it. So a friend of mine actually did it because there was this hiatus between knowing whether the British and the Spanish would have an arrangement or not, but now they have resolved that with certain conditions, I think. So now the Spanish have access to the British database, and if you're over here in a British car, you're using the wrong type of number plates in order to evade speed cameras, or you do something wrong, or you're not insured, they can actually now stop you, fine you, and they will find you. And that's what's happening a lot now. I know someone who's got a British driving licence. I think they've been done for speeding about 8 times, and they keep getting found out where they are, and they keep getting the fines imposed, and they have to pay them. So when you retire, that's one thing. As I say, when you retire to Spain, it's another thing, and there's lots of different things which can trip you up. So driving is one of those things. So you have to drive obviously on a different side of the road, you've got a different car layout. Mind you, there are some English people, British people, who bring their car over and then try and get that all changed over, which means headlights being changed over, etc, etc. It costs a lot of money, and you've got to pay import duty on it, and you've got to pay to have the mechanical assessment of it to make sure there have been no modifications or changes, and that it's to the original specification of the manufacturer. You've got to pay for all that, so it's really not worth it. And then you end up with a car with the steering wheel on the wrong side. So it seems crazy to me, but there you go, there are people who do it. So I would advise, when you come to Spain, you dump your old car, you buy another one when you get here, and it works with the road system, so everything's all sorted. When it comes to understanding road signs, that's, again, it's different again. Speed is pretty easy because you can just read it, but understanding lots of the other signs, it takes a bit of doing, especially the road markings. There are some weird and wonderful road markings to direct you, and again, you have to kind of get to the hang of those. Some of them put you right into the middle of the road and then stop you while you wait to turn, and you've got lorries and it flying down you outside. You think, oh, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. There's a real vulnerability to being stuck out in the middle of the road. in a special lane. But anyway, yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to, but once you've got the hang of it, it's no problem, just like driving at home. But again, it's something new, it's something that you've got to take on, you've got to find out about. So there's no point coming over here all cocky, I'm a great driver, because it's actually driving different. And in that first year, really, you have to be extra vigilant, because it's so easy to jump onto the wrong side of the road, because you're so used to doing it. And if there's a moment where you're a little bit flustered, where you have to do a U-turn or something because you've gone the wrong way, it's very easy to jump on the other side of the road. After you've been here a few years, it's not a problem, but there is that risk. So I've done all that now. I'm heading back home. I'm going to change these wiper blades when I get back. It's stopped raining, thank goodness. And then I'm just going to settle down for the rest of the day, I think, indoors, and do very little, because it's one of those days where it's a bit grim, a bit grey. So I'm going to just lock myself away and maybe watch a Christmas movie today or something, and try to get into the Christmas spirit, because, as I say, it goes a bit flat here now, apart from things like the lights, stuff like that, and markets. But yeah, so I'll catch up with you later. But if I don't, I'll see you tomorrow for day, what will that be, 17? I think so. Anyway, see you then, take care.